Crikey.
Crikey. Hello, mateys.
It's your boy, Danny.
Yes, Danny, hello. Yeah, we're doing a tea thing, apparently. And we're not from wherever that was from.
Worcester.
Yeah, sure. God, sorry. Sorry, everybody. What are we doing? What are we drinking?
We are drinking a mystery tea. This is the last tea. I was like, do I have one more from him? Last tea from Steam Milk. That is a mystery semi-aged Pu'erh.
Cool.
I may have peeked at the sheet beforehand because I was like, did we have this or not? And I was like, okay, I don't think we did. So,
cool.
So it's blind for Denny. Unfortunately,
Sounds
not
good.
blind for me. So,
just whisper into my ear in between on cuts, and then I'll be like, yeah, I don't know how I got it, but...
Yeah. I'll tell you the latitude and longitude.
It's cool to see inside these Mylar bags because they have the silver in them, so you can see the color of the tea dust. It smells really nice.
Smell the tea.
Yeah. This is 606. Of course, me being vaguely dyslexic, I was like, over 9,000? No.
Yeah, it's like 6 over 9,000.
Yeah.
It's like barely over 9,000.
Very intriguing. Yeah. I can make some guesses already.
You ready to make them? Or
I'm definitely gonna taste, but I'm gonna start with the nose. I'm guessing dry aged. I'm guessing 15 years old.
Okay. That's where I'm starting. I don't think I have too much else after that, but... Okay, well, you can taste the tea. You have yet to even
Sounds
have
good.
a steep. But I agree. The nose is very, it gives you a lot of hints.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. Very good.
This first tea, I will say, it looks a little light for what we'd expect, so might have to lean on this just a little bit more to get it going. For a semi-aged tea, I guess it depends what year you're talking about, but it does seem a little light for kind of that age range.
It's really sweet. God, I'm such I'm like, ew, when I get that saccharine sweet kind of start, which is so boring. But
It is very sweet, though.
It is
I
very
will
sweet.
say. I mean, that's not a wrong note.
It just, I can taste the promise of that sort of puckering, raw vibe, but right now it is hard. I think if I just had a few of these like this, I don't know if I could even point this. Well, I know enough of these flavors now to know that, but it's really sweet. It's not at all abrasive. There's no peatiness, really not even a lot of grassiness at all.
Yeah. I mean, even the leaves smell just very, very sweet.
Yeah. Now, I didn't pay attention to the liqueur. Ooh.
Yeah. It's a little darker this time.
Oh, wow.
Sugar
So
cane.
fruity.
Yeah.
Maybe almost kind of like a vaguely light raspberry. Oh, yum. Okay, onward. I should take a look at this one more time. One thing I'm going to look at here is just the color of the green in the leaves. Whether or not I think it's oxidized. And so I'm actually looking at it now, and I'm going to say it's a little bit younger than 15 years. I would guess 12, 10.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a lot of high notes, which means to me that it's not aged out. I haven't aged those rougher notes out of the tea, which would point to it being a little bit younger as well.
Sure, yeah. And it's always really difficult to guess that because it's always a combination of the storage, where it was stored, plus the age. So it's always a little bit of a tricky proposition trying to guess which is which, because it's very easy to mistakenly be like, oh, that's younger than it is, but no, actually it's just stored in a drier climate.
Yeah. Cheers. This is really good.
Yeah. developing a bit more.
Right.
Do you like the second steep?
I do, a bit more. There's definitely more body to it.
Yeah. Kind of like sweet hay, sugar cane. Very Pu'erh-ish, but like very smooth Pu'erh-ish.
Yes, totally. Yeah, I was going to say, of the raws that we bring onto the show, almost all of them, I would say, just don't pass the mom test. And this is potent. It's not that we're underbrewing it. It's potent, but the flavor profile itself is really, really quite kind. I think this is one of those teas that could pass the mom test.
Whoa! Stop the episode now! Cut! Yeah.
Call Moms Are Us.
Mom test approved! Yeah! What? A Pu'erh passed the mom test? I'm ordering a Tong now.
So I can tell if you press this with a bit more time, a bit hotter water, that I can feel that little hint of the mouth pucker, kind of jaw tightening. It's almost a touch sour. Really great residual flavor too.
So do you think this Iwu would have been really pleasant 10 to 12 years ago, or whenever you think it was young?
Probably, although I think it would have been more sour and maybe a bit more abrasive, which is interesting. So, a lot of these, if it's an Iwu, like a lot of those Iwus are meant to be drank quite quickly. I think it probably would have been a bit more hay-y, as you had mentioned, at that point. And I'm still having those residual flavors now. I think it's no longer passing the mom test. Anyway.
I do think you could probably brew this tea in a way that's more friendly. Like, I'm brewing this for Denny, who is a fellow tea drinker.
Yeah.
I'm not brewing this for my mom, for instance.
Yeah. Now it's getting earthier, getting a bit into those deeper notes.
Yeah. Very nice deep depth and deepness to this tea as well.
Yeah, which makes me question the Iwu a bit. Although, again, if it was meant to be aged, I'm going to stay with that. Because, I think the source material probably was a little bit tough. But again, those just like very sweet notes to start. I'm probably totally wrong though, of course, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, I will say that Iwu, it's probably the most approachable type of raw Pu'erh young. Sure. But I do think that it can age. I think a lot of it can age, and especially a lot of it is still very much Pu'erh. So it's just a little bit tricky. It's very easy to see how the rougher Pu'erh can age. And Iwu, it's less of like point A to point B.
God, so juicy. Oh, man. And I'm guessing we're probably kind of in the heart of the deeper flavors. We'll come back to those high notes.
I think so, yeah. Why don't we drink this one, and then let's take a look, and then we'll do one last steep?
Okay. Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. How long do you think a tea like this would go? Like, pretty good longevity?
Yeah, I'd say like 9 steepings minimum.
Okay,
Yeah, and I love the dynamic nature of a tea like this, too. It's too bad, because some people would really prefer those first 1.5 steepings, right? And you can kind of find a way to brew it like that, but it's more interesting to me if you can kind of ride the journey of the tea itself.
Sure, yeah.
And this is, I feel like, one of those teas.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's like a couple steeps that are a little on the lighter side that could be more mom-friendly, per se.
Yeah.
Ultralight, probably not, I'm guessing.
I don't think so. Raw is just tough. Maybe if you were using much lower heat, maybe you were just drinking it fast.
Tea drinkers tea?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Where would you put this in a session? Just to bounce all the questions.
I bet maybe like the first, like kind of like that, the end of the first third. If you were going to do like 5 steepings, I would maybe call this like 2 or 3. I feel like it's a pretty light profile overall.
Yeah.
And
it's subtle. It's not like a flavor overwhelm.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some ways,
in the middle.
It's more. Yeah, it's almost just as more subtle than even the oolong. So let's see what this is.
Yum.
So this is the 2007 BYH Manzhuan, which is indeed an Iwu area tea. So good job by Denny.
Cool.
Little off on the age.
I was off by quite a bit, actually.
I will say I don't buy you one bit on that, because this color-wise and liqueur-wise, it's definitely. I'm guessing this is a Taiwanese store because this is a Taiwanese-based vendor. It's definitely on the dry side of Taiwan.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
So yeah, it's definitely
much older than expected.
Yeah, 17 years. It's yeah.
Doesn't taste
pretty. Yeah, 10 years to 12 sounds pretty close to what I would have guessed.
Good drinking. Yeah. Would recommend this one.
So this one's from Teas We Like, apparently. So
nice.
It is acquirable.
Yeah,
so
dude. I would. Yeah. If you see milk. Namaste, or whatever.
Namaste.
I don't even know what that means, dude. I don't know what any of these things mean.
I don't know.
Duh, like, you've been watching the show, like, you know that. Anyway.
Buddha be with you.
This is so good, though. Yeah, dang, 17 years old.
Yeah. So it's not a cheap tea. It's $468 for who knows how much, but it's like one of those that, you know, I think some people might find this too subtle for the price, but I think there's a lot of quality within the leaves here.
I think it's really, really lovely. The cool thing about tea like this, too, is because it was dry-aged so well, it will continue to store quite well. You're going to kind of hit that band of the flavors that we're tasting for many more years, as long as you're keeping it vaguely dry. I mean, if you're in the United States, probably it's fine. And just with temperatures and humidity. Yeah.
And there's a lot behind these teas, too. It's like the subtle Iwu strength. It's not like the overwhelming bitter strength of other areas.
Yeah, but I wouldn't wait on this tea. I would be drinking it now. I think it's perfect today. So sweet. So delightful. Yeah. Great balance of that raw, rich flavor that you would get from a classic raw Pu'erh. Really good.
Yeah, great depth. Yeah, very tasty.
All right, noobs. And non-tea noobs. I don't know why I call people noobs. I think if you're watching this by this point, are you a tea noob? That'd be very strange.
It's a good thumbnail. You have the dumb Denny face, the dumb James face too. Are you a tea noob?
Like the dunce cap.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you again, Steve Milk. Teas We Like. Check this out. This is an expensive tea. Don't, treat it with some care. Bring this to a friend who's going to really enjoy it with you. But I think this is one of those teas that actually probably is worth the special price tag. It's really, really good. So again, thank you, Steve Milk. Subscribe to all the stuff. Subscribe to Steve Milk's cat's Instagram channel, Steamed Cat.
Steamed Cat.
It's weird. It's strange.
It sounds like he's eating a cat.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Don't cut. Rewind. Anyway, more complete debauchery and utter nonsense next time. Until then.
Peace.